Hello, everyone, and welcome to another free live preview of California Psychics, where we spend 1 hour answering your questions for free and providing a free preview of our service. We are joined by one of our fantastic fan favorites and one of our top rated psychics here on California Psychics, here with Psychic Rika. How are you doing today, Rika?
Hi, I'm so good. I just got done with a vacation with my family, so I've been off for the past week and a half or so, but here I am, so excited.
Yes, we are too. I think we missed you last month. We usually have you on at least once a month, Rika. So definitely we did miss you
Same.
that last month. So we're glad to have you back. And I'm sure our
Thank
audience is
you.
too.
Me too.
But before we get started, I want with our 1 hour live stream where we answer your questions for free, I do have a few bits of information for our audience. Now, if you are new to California Psychics, you can use that code live5 scrolling at the bottom of your screen after this free preview of California Psychics, this live stream. And that code can be applied and used on our website or app, californiapsychics.com or the California Psychics app. And that will allow you to receive an additional $5 added to your first customer purchase with us. Now, you can use that code and use that for a reading with any psychic on our website. But we are going to be shouting out the exact ways to reach Psychic Rika and her exact schedule in case you want to book that one-on-one reading experience with her. But stay tuned because we'll be shouting that out later in the live stream. Now, lastly, before we get started in answering some of y'all's questions today, I want to list off some ground rules for the questions we can answer. Unfortunately, here at California Psychics, we are unable to answer any legal or medical questions. For medical, this can include treatment questions, medications, pregnancies, and fertility questions. And for legal, this can include court cases, custody battles, and just general court decisions. If you do ask about another person, please make sure you at least include their first name. This will allow Psychic Rika to connect faster and more accurately answer your question during today's live stream. But without any further ado, we can go ahead and begin answering questions. If you're ready, Rika.
I am ready.
All right. So our first question is going to be from Helen. Helen is asking a career-related question for you, Rika. She's asking more just kind of generally, what's going on with her career? She's feeling it's still been quiet on interviews and she's still unemployed. She's just looking for insight.
No. The first thing I get off you, and then maybe we will turn a card for this too, is I do feel like you are well equipped to work in a service industry. It's almost like it feels like it's a medical industry or like adjacent to that. Now that could also just include running like, a nursing home or something like that. Like, I just feel like you have this gift. If you're not using that aspect of yourself, that may be the problem. So even if you're not going to go work in medicine or something like that, maybe the idea of like really connecting to that service heart, like, please let me, really use my gifts and talents for the sake of peace and really connect. I want to connect with a job that lets me utilize that aspect because you look like someone that should be in charge. Honestly, you do have a control nature, which is good. And you should be running things. And I feel like you should be running things for people that need help. So that could be what's missing. Also, the John just came to my mind, a name with a J. Could be a simple John or James or something more. And if you know that's connected to your family, Helen, then you can know that person's trying to help you. So what I would do is I would go back to square zero. I go back and really refine exactly what this job's going to do for you, not just while you're working, but out of work and get that, refine your list. But let's look to see, the timing on that for you. Also, did you have something that you thought was about to pan out about a month ago or the beginning of July? They're telling me right now that we can count on before like October 1, but I just, for some reason, I do want to pick a card for it. I'm sorry that it's not broke. Okay, well, you got broken through yet. You got a 6 of Cups, which is pleasure, which means that your ability to get a job is not just any job and not just for money. You really need to get a job that lets you not just become happy, but allows you to use your happiness for others. Right, okay, so I'm going to say that a job similar to that's coming through. Helen, since you're here with us, which I love it when you can answer like that. Is there any medical kind of connection or adjacent, even if it's a counselor or teacher, like any kind of thing like that, where you're responsible for like the well-being of another person in like maybe groups? Does that make sense? Okay, so why don't we just say that you will have the breakthrough you need by September 12th? Either that means that you'll get those interviews, a couple interviews passed, and you're going towards that direction. But I want you to take the thing you got passed over for and say, you know what, I'm going to transform that. I'm going to turn this thing I got passed over for into my ideal job. I have to use my medical or my giving heart, my service heart to care for others in my job. Does that make sense, Helen? So that's what we're going to say. The Six of Cups is it, though. So you need to get in the failure just jumped out. Okay, I see. So I'm picking up with that. Okay, right. So project coordinator. Okay, I understand that makes sense. Great. So thank you for that verification. The failure card jumped out. I'm not good with backwards cameras. Sorry. Seven of Stones. So I love this card because this is the card that says you think you failed, but you have not. So let's attack that right away. You're not failed. You're breaking through. Also, did you get the J name? Is that your grandpa or father, passed away person? A J, some J, even if it's Joseph or Jane. So let's get over the failure. Let's get back to what makes you happy. But the number one thing is, I swear, if you started praying every day to use your service, giving heart for the sake of peace and unprecedented opportunities coming your way. It makes me think like you would be like more than even a higher position than project coordinator, like a director.
All right. No, Rika, that was an amazing, insightful reading to kick us off with today's live stream. Helen does mention that her
Joseph.
cousin Joseph. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And your dad passed with a W, but the Joseph came through. So I don't think I said W, but the Joseph, right. So that's just good to know. That was a good verification to let us know that, you are being heard. And exactly. Thank you so much for that. So let's go get that job. And just remember, it's your beautiful heart. You really want to connect with people that can really have the fortune to appreciate that kind of heart.
Awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by, Helen. And we really hope that resonated with you. That was a really great answer to start us off, Rika. Our next question for you is from Daniel. Daniel is asking, he's always asked about him and Jennifer, but he would like to ask if it is in her best interest for her to be with Daniel, or is there anything that Daniel can do better? Thank you.
Okay. And then what about, is it also the opposite question? Is it in your best interest? Because it's all about her, right? In the statement, which I'm okay with. Also, I'd written down DIAN on my piece of paper. Okay, let's find out. These are good questions. Is it in her best interest for her to be with you? And also, or anything I can do better? Okay, let's find out, honey. Relax the mind. Think of the word listen. Don't think about Jennifer right now. I want access to her without your mind. Thank you so much for your patience. Let's find out. Well, you certainly love her very much. I think you need to start making this more about your prayer being answered, because I don't know why martyr feelings are coming up for me. Like as though I think you're capable of being selfless, which is fantastic. But I think in a relationship, what makes relationships work is when both sides are getting their fulfillment. And your fulfillment in relationship could very well be, well, when I'm making her happy, then I'm fulfilled. And that is absolutely a love language, which can be respected. I really feel patience. It sounds like you've had a lot, but patience is here. If you're not going to give up on Jennifer, let me just see what they're saying about this. I think you and Jennifer could be fine. The only energy I'm getting from Jennifer is either she feels that there's pressure from you, or you've not heard her on something. So that makes me think that while you maybe were hanging out as friends, or if this is a reconciliation, that somehow she's spoken to you about a behavior or a certain way of being, and your intention is pure, so you don't understand how the behavior could be affecting her negatively because your intention is pure, right? Like, oh, I've got a good intention. What's the problem? So sometimes behavior is, so there's something that she's not been heard about. And I want to go back like 3 or 4 months ago. We should go back to like the month of May, maybe June. there's something that happened there in the spring before summer that I don't think that you heard her on something. So if you want to know if there's something you could do better, you really have to hear her, not hear her from your intention, but hear her from her and what she is, no matter whether your intentions were good or not. That's what you need to do, because I think that if she doesn't get some ability in here to, does that make sense so far? Attention, intention. Kirsten, does that make sense to you?
Yes, that makes sense to me. I'm hoping
Yeah.
to see if
If he's
Daniel
he's
does.
looking to see if he's answering. I want to find out if this is the best person for you. Like, I just think that you can't hear her. That's the bottom line. So what do we do to fix that? I think the easiest way you fix it is your daily prayer. Obviously, you pray for this girl, you ask about her and everything, honey. Then, obviously it's part of your daily intention. So I think in your heart, when you're praying about her and this reading and these predictions coming true, because it's obviously been predicted that it could work out, is I really want you to pray to become a person of deep wisdom and love, and really be able to hear the person for who they are, and be able to change based on those needs. Because I think this girl could give you a lot more. And I know that you actually have a lot more to offer her. That's what I think. And I think that the relationship is fine. It's just a matter of communication.
All right.
And you should have an opportunity in 7 days, they say, to be able to communicate differently and just say, you know what, I hear you.
No, yeah. Hopefully this did resonate with you, Daniel. We really do want to thank you for stopping by. And yes, he is also
Can I say one more thing too?
Yes,
like, I feel that there is a past relationship with her that either you feel gets in the way or you've been told gets in the way. If that's truth, I need you to let it stop being the obstacle, and you need to start making that whatever is her past must become the benefit of your future. It has to work in your favor, because we can't always be running a prediction against an obstacle. Like, how hard it is to get predictions answered and fulfilled for people when they're always running it against the obstacle of the past. It's incredibly difficult. Okay.
We hope this did resonate with you, Daniel. Yes. Also, he's saying very accurate. So I think he does put the strings together for his situation. Yes. We also want to thank you for stopping by, Daniel.
Thank you for answering.
Our next question for you, Rika, for today's free live preview is from Brooke. She is curious about her person of interest, Colin. Are they right for each other, basically?
First off, Brooke's energy, I'm like, could I get it, please? Because Brooke's energy is the kind of energy in my mind that would have like 3 or 4 guys chasing her down. Like, so many options. And I'm like, hello, can I get this next lifetime, please? Like, what's going on? So, Brooke, I think you need to understand that you get to have who you choose. Okay. I'm going to see if you're choosing the right person with Colin. I think the way that you choose is the person responding to you the way you want. Also, something about your dad. I'm seeing a very strong vision of a father walking someone down the aisle. Either you've been married before and they want me to know about that, and that's part of your healing here for the next, or they're predicting your marriage is coming soon. But let's see if it's Colin or not. Thank you. They say it's genuine with Colin, but I think the frustration for Brooke is that Brooke, I think Brooke probably knows that she can get what she wants. And I think she does have a dominant personality, and I think that's who she is, and it's fine. But I think for Brooke, it's more like, wait, if I know that he's not doing what I want, there's a problem. I think that the ability to get your prayer answered is not always about the person doing it the way you want, right? So you get stopped and you start thinking, well, he's not doing the way I want. Like, is it right or is it wrong? I think I would readjust how you connect to this person. I would start really connecting heart to heart with him. Like, if you were to do a meditation or some sort of ritual, or if you love like the moon things, or even Mercury retrograde that's going on right now, you might use this as an opportunity to say, rather than connecting mind to mind with him and keep looking at him and going, is he not? I'm going to really connect heart to heart and really pray that you can develop each other's awareness of your heart. Because I think if you open your heart, this guy can start to give you a lot more, which is not easy for you because I think you're in control. So you get what you want. That's why I think there's 4 people in front of you, whether there is or not. I think you have this ability to choose, and who you choose, you get. But I don't think it's just about analyzing them. I think you have to really make a pledge in your heart that you really want the wisdom to choose rightly. And if it's calling, you're going to know it because he's going to be able to demonstrate that to you. And that would take the question away from you and get into the actualization of that coming to fulfillment.
All right. Brooke, we hope this did resonate with you. And we also want to thank you for stopping by and your question today. Rika, that was also a really insightful answer. Daniel is also just saying, love you guys, just from our last question as
Oh my
well. And I
God.
want to take a
Love you guys
moment
too.
real quick to pause and shout out the best ways to reach Psychic Rika, especially if you've been enjoying this free live preview of California Psychics and our featured psychic today with Psychic Rika and her abilities today. Rika, can you go ahead and shout out your regular hours and your exact schedule on CaliforniaPsychics.com for those who want to reach you, through either CaliforniaPsychics.com or our California Psychics app?
Yes, I'll be right back on the phone after this. So 4 o'clock California time, 7 o'clock Eastern. I am trying a variety schedule this week. As I often tell you guys, I try, sometimes I go back, but the schedule I've been working, which is a block of Monday through Thursday, I really took on during COVID, right? We're in a different time. So right now I'm going to work Mondays. I'm always going to get on about noon. Mondays and Wednesdays, I'll probably say the extended time to the afternoon to early evening. But Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to start working just a few hours, like 12 to 2 or 12 to 3. And then I'm going to get on the night. For all you people that wish I was working in the evening, I will now work at least 2 nights from 7 to 9. I'm planning to do that on Tuesday and Thursday nights. Also, I'm going to try to work a Friday morning and a Sunday morning very early, like 6 a.m. California time. So just to try to give a little variety for the people I'm missing. And also just to catch up with the new patterns, post-COVID, because I used to have more flexibility. So that's what's going on.
Yes. Rika is one of our...
always scheduled, though. So you can always find it if you look at my profile.
Yes. I was going to say, Rika is one of our fan favorites, one of our top rated psychics, and has been with us for so long here at California Psychics. So if you are wanting to book a one-on-one reading experience with her away from the live, you can either do it by chat or phone call. You can go ahead and click the link in the description to go ahead and pull up Psychic Rika's profile and book that one-on-one reading experience with her. And you can also see all of our customer reviews for Rika on her page as well, if you aren't convinced yet. But we still have about 40-ish minutes to go. So if you do want to stick around and ask your question, feel free to do so, because our next one is coming from Dharmika for you, Rika. Dharmika and Rika. She is wanting to know if Sean and her will be in a relationship together. Is he interested in her?
Yes, let's find out. Yes, it'll be 14 years in October, Carson. Unbelievable. I know, you guys. I started when I was like 6. I know I couldn't possibly look old enough for that. But 14 years with this amazing company that I love so much. Okay, let's see about her and Sean. All right, I was born in 73 too. I'll just tell you the truth. Okay, here we go. Aw, you know what? Even though he's, well, I guess he's only a couple years younger. Despite it's only 2-year difference, they're making him rather immature. I hope you're not listening, Sean. He doesn't feel like a person that's ready for that. I would think that if you want to be with Sean, you're going to have to do a lot of the work, which is not necessarily bad. Sometimes you do the work and you get all the payoff, right? I don't feel that he's got... It just feels like you're going to have to really, if you want to, you could be with Sean. Okay. He is interested in you, but he looks immature. He looks like he's not all the way ready for someone who's, in my mind, feels very like dynamic and fiery and really like full of energy, like a ton, great, like positive energy. Meaning he seems so shy. He seems just different than you, which is okay. So I think that in order for you to do this, you would really, really seek out his friendship, and you would have to do a lot of communicating. You probably would have to be a friend for a while, like hanging out as friends for a month or longer. It feels like a friendship could turn to a romance. So yes, it can happen. I could even predict that you could be in that relationship by your birthday. Oh, I'm a Capricorn too. I was born January 8th, 73. You could be in that relationship December, January. It does not feel fast coming. Again, I think you'd have to seek it out as friendship, and really also there's a medical energy here too as well. But seek out that friendship, really develop it, get to know who he is. But he feels a lot. Does that make sense? He just feels mature. So I'm not shutting it off. I just think it's not going to be by looking at him and wondering what he's thinking again. I don't think he's the one that's going to be making the moves. I think that you're going to have to, but it comes through friendship. You might even have to be his friend while he dates somebody, date someone else. So if that's okay with you, then you can probably get a relationship. If that is not what you're interested in romance and you want the guy to do the work, I might pick a different subject, someone who looks more mature. They keep putting you with a guy with a suit would be better than you. And they're not putting him in a suit. They're putting him in like a t-shirt playing a video game, which just makes me think, I wonder if this guy is really what you want.
Yes, we hope this did resonate with you, Dharmika, and we do want to thank you for stopping by as well. And what was that card?
The Five of Discs. I decided to pull a card on it. The Five of Discs, which is worry. Maybe someone with a suit coming for you, girl. A suit and a yacht coming for you. But I just think it meant like you need someone that's more mature. I think that's what they meant. The Five of Wands comes up, so maybe that's just or Five of Stones, just kind of verifying like the struggle, worry. It could be that it's like financial worry, or like he's not stable in the world, and that's why I think he's not ready for her. Like he doesn't have his like foundations figured out. That's the reason why the worry could come up, or maybe that's something she worries about in him. But yeah, okay, thank you.
All right. And yes, we want to thank you for stopping by, Dharmika. Also, just a note for you, just saying Rika is the best from Denise. So just a little bit of love from our chat as well. Our next question is going to be from Donna.
I love all the D's today. Let me tell you.
This one has two questions, but we'll go ahead and pick one. Let's go ahead and pick the love question. Did Scott buy the wedding bands and engagement ring yet for Donna? It's been about 8 months of silence.
But real quick, they wanted me to answer at home. Medical transcription. They also showed you buying things. I don't know if that's like a store, like online store with Amazon or something other than that. But it made me think about like medical transcripts or doing like dictation or things like that. They also showed there could be like a customer kind of service thing on a higher level with like a tech company. It's pretty broad, but that sounds like 3 different directions you can go in. Okay. Oh my gosh. 8 months of silence. Oh, Scott, wedding engagement. Oh my. Okay. Let's find out. They want me to tell you that these things were purchased. They wanted me to tell you 5 months ago. 5 months ago. No communication in 5 months even. Where is he? Did he really? And why would he go wait 5 whole months? He's got them. He's got them. Does he have a brother or a very close male figure that's like a brother? I suppose that could be a dad, but there's a guy in his life. I'm trying to understand why so much silence. So he's got to get out of a certain situation. Something with his home, something even with like his living and work before he can contact you. They say that he does have those things. Also, is there any military connection to his family or yours? Man, I want to give you like a closer date, like October, but they want me to think it could be a whole year before you find that. So 8 months, so 4 more months. His brother has those issues. Or has issues. They want me to tell you that the time for you and Scott is more like January or February. You have a lot of faith over there, Donna. Donna's got what I want to call extreme faith, which means Donna is so assured of her outcome, like so in line and in rhythm with her outcome. She may be asking the question, but ultimately she's like, I can do this, right? Like it's up to her whether someone tells her or not. I feel Donna has a kind of faith that can get things done. Donna, it's really strong faith. So I think if your statement is, I have the faith for this marriage with Scott. I have the faith for this outcome that's been promised. Someone just said 2.5 years. So I don't know if they've been working on this for 2.5 years, or if we're getting towards that, or what that means. But as long as you have the faith, you'll get it. Right now, again, my time for you and communication is more January, February. I have faith as well. I believe faith can change times. I believe that we can snap our fingers and make things happen when we're really determined. But what you want is the right timing. Yeah. And then also he's getting out of something over there. And I want to say an S name in that family, whether it's an ex of his or someone in his family or someone with yours. But I want to say an S lettered name. Oh, other than Scott. You just right. His name is Scott. Other than Scott. So I don't know if there's a Steve or Stacy or other S names, a male or female, live or dead with his family or yours, Donna. But you truly do believe, as long as you really say, I have the faith for him, like if we really believe, it means that Scott must have the capacity. It can't be, I truly believe, but does he have the capacity? No. Like we truly believe, it means absolutely there's a way forward for Scott. So you want to connect to the capacity within Scott that matches your faith. And that could bring him forth in September, October, right?
Yes.
So he's a junior. All right. Okay. So we know about a brother and a son now. All right. With that energy, joy comes to me, and then they show a wedding. And that makes me think like July of the wedding makes me think July of 26. Which, considering we may not talk till February, sounds like it'll go pretty quick. I got joy when I thought of Scott. I want you to really connect to Scott's heart and visualize Scott at the wedding, full of joy. Even if you think Scott was the obstacle, visualize the joy. Really pray about the brother. I mean, go to the family, his family chords and family unit when you're connecting heart to heart with your faith. Like somehow, like everything in his environment is allowing this aspect of Scott to be revealed to me.
All right. Donna, we want to thank you for stopping by as well. And
this must be her birthday. There's a birthday around Donna or Scott or someone in her family or his, but they just say, give her birthday energy. And for me, birthday energy means that there's somehow a birthday in close proximity, friends or family, or, anniversaries of death, anywhere from 30 days ago or 30 days forward. So anywhere from July 26th to September 26th, but there's birthday energy.
All right. Our next question for you, Rika, will be from Susan. Susan has a mediumship question.
No wonder I was feeling so good. It's Susan.
So Rika, I guess, recognizes Susan. Susan is asking for any messages from her forever love, Lewis. She's been seeing butterflies with blue wings lately. So if any insight you have would be appreciated.
First off, Susan's one of my clients, so I don't get to see anything. So when Carson ends up picking Susan, it's like, okay. For all my clients that get through these readings and watch, thank you very, very, very much. I sincerely appreciate it. Now, today there were two things that were really sticking out to me this morning that were coming to me. And the first was I kept seeing Wizard of Oz stuff. So if Wizard of Oz means anything to you and Louie, Susan, I want to know. I made me think about Toto, which I told one other client because it came up in that reading in my mind too, or Dorothy, or, slippers, no place like home, no place like home. The other thing that came up was butterflies this morning. And the way that came up is I was in my boot camp class and they were doing the sit-ups at the end and they made me do a butterfly thing. And so I kept all day being like, okay, we must be butterflies. We have to be like butterflies. So butterfly symbology has been ringing my name. But the biggest insight that Lewis says is that he has healed from his death. Lewis is someone that killed himself, and the way that I met Susan was through a Facebook Live. He came through with the gun and the suicide, and that's what happened. It was really a phenomenal moment on this Facebook Live, and that's how I came to meet Susan. So she became a client after that. But so he wants to tell me, he's showing an image, which I didn't know that he was going to say this, obviously, but he's showing an image of like putting the gun away. So this idea of we need to understand that I am not that. I'm not that way of death. And it also makes me wonder, because right before that, the other lady, I felt birthday energy everywhere. So Susan, if this is an anniversary of something or a birthday with you or him in some way, or passing, whether it be your grand. What did I just say for that? Your
I'm
favorite
not.
movie? Put the gun away. What? Oh, Wizard
Yes,
of Oz.
I
Wizard of
know there's
Oz.
a bit of a delay,
Wizard
so
of Oz. I had to remember what I was thinking. Okay, Wizard of Oz. Okay, fine.
that's right.
Okay, that's what it is. I mentioned a movie. I'm like, which movie did I mention? Okay. Anyways, Lewis wants me to say this. He wants me to say, I've put the gun away. We all have to put the gun away. I'm healed from this death. I am not gone. I'm always here, as you know. He wants me to start singing your Bermuda, going to Bermuda, Barbados song, but the Beach Boys. But I think we know that already. So the message is I cannot possibly be away from you. It's impossible for me to be away from you. He says you hear messages all day long, and he wants you just to go, I am right. But the main message today, Susan, which you'll take to your heart, is we have to put the gun away. We have to let go of the way he died. That's what he says today.
Wow. No,
What
that
do
was a
you
very powerful reading, Rika. And Susan, we really appreciate you stopping by and saying hello to
earrings?
Rika.
He's also mentioning something to do with earrings or your ear, even if it's like you got one of your granddaughter's ears pierced or something. But let's go to the earrings. He wants to go to the ears. Could be a hearing aid even, or like the ear. He's talking about the ear. He also makes me smell like wood or fire. I don't know if that is something that means anything. Obviously, wood fire could be a fire. It can be camping. It could be wood, but fire smells. I guess incense could also smell like that. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
No, we've been getting some great answers from you, Rika, and we only have just so little time to fit it all in.
yeah.
Also, just some messages from Donna. Our last question we answered, you mentioned a birthday, and she did put in chat that Cher's sister's birthday is today, and
Oh,
her mom has passed recently, so or
okay.
not recent or around this date.
I think
Um,
that means it's a sign from your mom. And happy birthday to your sister. Your mother obviously was getting through, and everything I said, we can really trust that your mother was wanting me to communicate this way to you. That's beautiful. Thank you, Donna.
And yes, but I want to give a
Wow.
quick shout out to Rika because she's been providing some amazing answers today, as you can see from some of our chat messages. Rika, can you go ahead and shout out the very next time you're going to be available for that one-on-one reading experience away from the live stream where people can really get into the, I guess, the personal details of their questions without having to feel like, yes, everybody else is watching, but on CaliforniaPsychics.com and the California Psychics app. Can you shout out your exact schedule and the very next time you're going to be online on California Psychics?
I will be on in 25 minutes again for 3 more hours this afternoon after this. I'll be back on tomorrow at noon. I will stay for as long as the queue is there. I'm scheduled from 12 to 3, but I'll stay longer if I need to. And then I'm also going to go ahead and take an afternoon walk and then come back at work from 7 to 9 tomorrow. And then you can check my schedule at my profile.
Awesome. And if you are having any trouble booking with Rika or any of our other psychics at California Psychics, I have to say psychics a lot, but you can go ahead and call our California Psychics customer care line, and they will be able to get you booked at an appointment slot that works for both you and Psychic Rika. So
Yes.
if you have any troubles whatsoever, go ahead and give them a call. Say, hey, I'm having some trouble booking with Rika. They'll go ahead and get that appointment booked. But we have a few more minutes before we switch over to our card pull section of the live stream. And during this card pull live section, we go through questions just a little bit quicker so that we can give you more answers within this 1 hour time period for this free live preview of California Psychics. Our next question, though, before then for you, Rika, is from Warner. Warner is asking, should he be pursuing a police career? He's in doubt, but fired up for going it as well, or to go for it as well. Should he?
God, you know what your long-term view feels like to me if you do something like that is like commissioner. You have a long-term, I feel like a long-term view. So I think you have to think to yourself, if you become a police officer, what is your higher ambition? I mean, you definitely have strong service energy in every single way. I'm going to give you a yes or no. I'm saying yes, but I'm going to give you a straight yes or no. Yes. But I think you're yes. Like, so what's a commissioner? Is there a police commissioner, right? That's a thing. That's a title, a police chief. You seem like the long game. I think it would be a lifetime career for you. Lifetime career. Also, too, they put you to like at some point that you either did private police work or private security of some sort. I mean, the military vibes are strong as well, but uniforms like this kind of blend together. I don't know. I say yes. I say go for it. I go for it. Let me look at your doubts. Let me just look at those doubts. Well, I think the doubts are just the struggle of the industry. I think that like, it's a hard occupation. I think there are a lot of personalities and there's probably a lot of stuff that goes down, just like some other jobs. But honestly, your mother's energy that comes through, which could be her dad or something that's passed, but your mother's energy to me, whether she's alive or not, which I think she is, but is very much perfect for someone that like you to become a police officer. I say yes. My answer is yes. My answer is yes. Go for it. I think that you have a long game. I think you'll become a high position. Also, detective energy is on you.
All right. And we hope this did resonate with you, Warner. And we do want
And
to wish
also a
you
family and
luck.
children. If he doesn't have them, I feel like family, really strong family energy with him.
Yes, we do want to wish you luck and definitely keep us updated on your journey as well. Our next question for you, Rika, is from Louise. She is asking, does she need to move house or can she change the energy where she lives and make it work? I'm
Okay.
assuming she's feeling a little
Not happy.
I guess, yes, stuck and kind of feeling like she needs to cleanse the energy at home.
Yeah. Okay. My feeling is that she deep inside wants to move. Okay. I feel an independent energy coming through you right now. I feel you should seize the moment of that independence and make a move. If you want to clear the energy, of course you can. The way that I make energies work, no matter what environment I'm in, is I always become the protagonist and I take full responsibility for the unity of my environment. So even if I find myself in dissension for a while, I'll usually get it together and say, no, in my world, there's peace. And so I've had situations, whether it be work or home or whatever, where I really decide my way is the way of peace. And so then if there's someone in the home that's not good, they would end up moving out if they weren't good for me or something. But sure, you can always change the energy of where you're at. But the way that it's coming through for me is more this idea of like these obstacles maybe are up because you already had some sort of freedom, independence in you wanting to blossom and come out. I think you want to move. You should move. And not just because it's toxic. I think you should move because you want to move.
Yes, we definitely support you on doing the things that ultimately will bring you the most positivity and happiness, Louise. So
also there's a financial concern there. I feel like you should also like really pray that your heart can open to the wisdom, or your eyes can open, or your ears can open to the wisdom of the financial aspect. Like sometimes we get stuck because like, people are doing things, we don't have our own resources of some level, or something like that. But you're supposed to move, honey. Also, your dad's energy is super strong with you.
All right. We hope this did resonate with you, Luis, and definitely thank you for stopping by and keep us updated as well. Our next question for you before we pivot into our card pull section actually, we might go ahead and do that now because I know we'll be
we should.
a couple of minutes early. So we will be pivoting over into our card pull section of the live stream where you can ask your questions in the form of a general card, a love card, financial, life path, etc. Now, we like to do this just so that we have a little bit more time to answer questions during this last final stretch of the free live preview. But while we go ahead and get those questions filtering in, Rika, can you go ahead and let everybody know the very next time you are going to be available on CaliforniaPsychics.com in the California Psychics app for that one-on-one private reading experience?
I'm going to be back on in like 17 minutes. My tarot cards just decided to like drop out on the floor in front of me. So I'm gonna have to duck down and pick them up. So just so you know, that's what I was trying to do, is get them with my feet. But I'll be back on in like 17 minutes for 3 hours. I'll be back on tomorrow at noon. And then also for the evening people who have not got to speak to in 4 years, I will be online tomorrow night. As well from 7 to 9. So back on at noon tomorrow, scheduled from 12 to 3 and 7 to 9. Of course, I can work past that 3 if you are in my queue. Let me get these cards.
All right. And if you are having any trouble booking with Psychic Rika and want to get that appointment slot with her, you can always go ahead and call our California Psychics customer care line and say, hey, I would like to book with Psychic Rika and I'm having trouble finding a slot. And they will get you booked at an appointment slot that works for both you and Psychic Rika. And also, if you would like, you could go ahead and click the link in the description of the live stream you're watching right now. And now we'll go ahead and pull up Psychic Rika's profile on CaliforniaPsychics.com, where you can go ahead and hop right into her call queue or book that appointment or even see the customer reviews on her page. But thank you for bearing with us. We are now ready to begin our card pull section of the live stream with Kimmy, who is asking for a love card, just kind of some insights into what her soulmate might be.
Okay, and Carson, I don't remember, the way you wanted to do this last time was just like kind of put a card up and then they could research that themselves too, right? Is that to make it?
We'll go ahead and do it the original way, where we go ahead and give a reading with alongside the card pull.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So the first card that came up was the Prince of Cups, which would denote that, you know, we do have there's access to your soulmate. The Prince of Cups is a beloved. You may have had issues with people currently or in the past where you feel like they come in strong and maybe they pull back and they come back and pull back. And, you know, really what that is a person that doesn't quite know how to keep the flow going. Typically, it's a person that knows they care about you, but they don't know how to be responsible for it. So the first thing you really want to know what you want from your soulmate, if you're going to make a list, number one, I really need my soulmate to reveal the water, the flow, the consistency. I really want someone that knows how to be responsible. So that's your number one wish for your soulmate, okay? And we're going to do it that way because, you know, that's what you need in a soulmate, right? Okay, yes. The next one is the Queen of Swords that came out, which said, like, it's all about being truthful. So you might also have a tendency with these people to kind of keep yourself masked. And it wouldn't be on purpose. It would more be like, well, I don't know what I'm thinking or what to tell the truth is if I don't know what they're thinking to tell the truth is. But I think the way that you combat this irresponsibility that, you know, which is inherent in love sometimes, is to be exactly who you are. And if who you are, you don't like how they're responding, then it's next. So you may have a tendency to hang on too long, defer your truth, and kind of like go in an up and down nature, but you don't need to do that anymore. And so if you're really finally at the point where you're like, my mask is off, this is who I am. If you like it, great. If you don't, fine. Let me go find someone who does. Well, then you're going to get that success. So I think you need to let go of your own mental wishy-washiness. I think you have to let go of your own mental deception, maybe trying to be someone for someone that like you're really not, and hoping they'll like you, and then like it's not really the real you, so you know, more compromising. And I think when you meet someone that like you find to be up and down, you know, which is like a number one question we get in California Psychics is, why are they so distant? Like, why are they up and down? I think it's your responsibility to say, that's not okay with me. I don't like that up and down nature. So if you don't know how to follow through with liking me, then that means you're not ready, and I'm going to go next. So that's what I think about your soulmate, is your ability to really stand your ground.
All right. Will definitely keep us updated, Kimmy, on your love journey. And definitely keep Rika updated. You can go ahead and click the link in the description below.
It makes me think we need like I'm so sorry to interrupt, but you know, when you go like to those paint by number places, or you go to those places you can paint a picture and they tell you to do, I feel like we need like a place where we go and say, let's create your soulmate. That's what it feels like. Create your soulmate.
Right. All right. Our next question for you, Rika, is from Emily, who is requesting a love card, please.
Okay. Love makes the world go round, and we know it. Okay, Carson, I want you to tell me when to stop shuffling on behalf of Miss Emily.
Stop.
Okay. Ooh, the Magician. Okay, I have to pick a couple more. Okay. So the Magician card I love, because the Magician obviously has all the power, right? Before I was saying how, like, you know, technically with strong faith, we should be able to like snap our fingers and get the state of, you know, change the state of something, you know, just change our form, change the form of our environment. We all have that. Magician is so powerful because the Magician knows, sees, hears, but is silent. So, for example, like let's say you know what you want in love. Let's not go tell everyone and be like, oh, this is what I want in love, but I just can't have it. Or, hey, this is what I want, but it just never works out for me. You need to hold that prayer. Like it's almost going to a vacuum. Have you heard this statement before that miracles are created in a vacuum? Well, that's where they're created. They're created in an empty space where there's no tendencies coming through, no old messages coming through. So I want you to go in a vacuum for 30 days and really get recognizing. The Three of Wands comes up, which is virtue, but it also is a card of recognition. You really being recognized for who you are. And that must be your struggle. I feel there's a heartbreak in you 5 years ago, even up to 10 years ago, which could be you were in a relationship for that length, during that time. But I do feel you need to overcome the heartbreak from before. The Seven of Cups comes up, which is debauchery, which is like too much of a good thing, which means you might hold on too long. You have such a beautiful emotional nature. I think you really love, and I think you really hold on to love and hope and faith. And I think you need to give yourself more power. I think you need to give yourself the power to know. I'm not good at this with this. The power to know, to really know, to dare to be silent and not use negativity as power, not use the trauma as power. But if there is trauma, to say, I can use this trauma, like the lotus flowers in the muddy pond, but then it comes out. So your love card is please get personal power. Know to dare, be, know inside of your heart that you can have what you want. And it's not found in your experience of the past. You need to really get more virtuous with your own self and recognize who you are better, which means you're not going to put yourself in a position where you get hurt like always before, because you know better.
All right. We are winding down on the last few minutes of the live stream, but we do have some time for a couple more questions. But Rika, can you go ahead and shout out real quick one more time your exact schedule and the next time you're available on CaliforniaPsychics.com?
Yes. I'm going to keep my Mondays from 12 to 6 or 7, but I'll be back on for 3 more hours after this. I'm going to get off in like 5 minutes and I'll get back on. Thank you, Emily. And I will be back on tomorrow from 12 to 3 and 7 to 9. Wednesday, I'm going to go back from 12 to 6. Thursday will also be 12 to 3, 7 to 9. I've also scheduled myself for Friday morning, 1 hour, 6 a.m., and Sunday morning from 6 to 8 a.m. Please look at my profile for that schedule.
All right. And just a reminder, we will be returning next week. Or actually, no, we will not be here next week on our Facebook Lives because of Labor Day. We will be back in the next following week as scheduled, which we are still currently booking our next psychic at the moment. But if you are looking for a guaranteed answer to your question, you can go ahead and go to CaliforniaPsychics.com, or you could go ahead and click the link in the description below and go ahead, and still go to CaliforniaPsychics.com, but pull up Psychic Rika's profile where you could get that one-on-one reading experience with her. We do have other psychics on CaliforniaPsychics.com, but if you've enjoyed this free preview of Psychic Rika and her abilities today, you can go ahead and fast track to getting your one-on-one reading with her. Our next card pull for you, Rika, before we end, is from Alicia, and we still have time for a couple more, so make sure to stick around. Alicia is asking for a love/future card for Matt, who she has been exchanging messages with online.
God, right away, the energy from Alicia and Matt is like they're twins. Okay. Twin flames get a bad rap, so I don't know what to think about that. So, but I do like the idea that you guys are so similar. Does Matt play music? Did you guys go to music together? Did you talk about going to something with music? With that in mind, I'm going to pick a card. Okay, the 10 of discs, which is wealth, which we know is success. It's like the 9 of discs sometimes makes me think, oh, the ship is coming in, right? So the 10 of discs means the enjoyment of it. I feel that the love future card for you is enjoyable on a secure basis. Like you guys are grounded together. Like it's enjoyable, like taking a picnic or watching a concert on a green field. I think that you guys have the same kind of structure, security wise. It sounds rich, full, deep, everything. Sure, they want me to go so far as to say, if you so choose to want to develop it that way, this could end up in a long-term relationship, such as ceremony, like a marriage. They say you might know in a year and a half that this is a person that you would want to spend your life with. And it might take that long. It might take 6 months. It might take a year and a half, but it sounds good. This is a good card.
All right.
Secure.
Alicia, we hope this did
Yeah.
resonate with you, and definitely keep us updated.
1 minute.
All right. Can you, Rika, can you go ahead and shout out your exact schedule and the very next time you're going to be available on CaliforniaPsychics.com?
I'm going to get off in a minute, and I'm going to get back on the line in like 4 minutes from now, and I'll be on for 3 hours. I'll be back on tomorrow from 12 to 3, 7 to 9. Wednesday, I'll be on from 12 to 6. Thursday, 12 to 3, 7 to 9. Friday morning at 6 a.m. and Sunday morning from 6 to 8.
All right. Well, we will have to end just a couple of minutes early just for Rika so that she can get online on California Psychics. But if you have enjoyed... also, just those last messages from Alicia saying it did resonate with her.
Yeah, I saw the drum section.
You were right on the instrument part.
Yeah.
But if you do want this guaranteed reading you are looking for your question, you could go to CaliforniaPsychics.com or the California Psychics app. And if you've enjoyed this free preview of Psychic Rika and her abilities today, you can go ahead and click the link in the description below to go ahead and pull up Psychic Rika's profile. Rika, I do know you need to head off, so no worries. We want to thank you so much for your time today and for answering all of our questions during this free live preview.
Thank you guys so much. It goes way too fast. We need like a 6-hour thing, but I don't know. It goes so quick. That was awesome today. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for participating and let the audience know, things that resonated so they can understand how it really can go down. I love you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you next month. Bye.
Bye, Rika. Now, I just want to list off a few last bits of information. Once again, we will be returning in about 2 weeks. We will not be returning next week due to Labor Day here in the US, but we will be returning the following week with our next Facebook and YouTube live reading, where you can see a free live preview of California Psychics and our service. We hope you've enjoyed this free live preview of California Psychics with Psychic Rika today. And once again, you can click the link in the description below of the live stream you're watching right now to go ahead and book your one-on-one reading experience with Psychic Rika. Now, one last note for any new customers with California Psychics, we do have our promo code LIVE5. If you've enjoyed this free 1-hour live stream of California Psychics, you can use that code LIVE5 to receive an additional $5 added to your first customer purchase with us. We want to thank everybody for attending, and we want to wish you all the best week, and we hope the most positive actions come to you and from you. So, until next time, we want to thank you and hope for the best. Goodbye and